Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I'm going to be talking about Spider-Man Into the Spiderverse, the new trailer, right? So I am super excited about this. I actually have never been that big of a Spider-Man fan, especially in the comic books, and I really did enjoy the first trilogy of films, I believe with Tobey Maguire. Sam Raimi's run, I thought they were by far the best Spider-Man movies. The two that were done with the British guy, I think Jamie Foxx was in the second. I didn't even see him. So Spider-Man has always really kind of bounced around a lot, from here and there. And then, I did see Spider-Man Homecoming. I really enjoyed Spider-Man Homecoming. One of the reasons why I'm really kind of lax about seeing the Spider-Man movies, and I fixed that as soon as Spider-Man Homecoming came out, is I was really kind of a little bit wary about I'm very wary about non-Marvel superhero movies. They have a pretty low track record, and they scare me generally. I am super hyped about Spider-Man Into the Spiderverse. I have had the trailer on heavy rotation, the new one, the 2-minute long, real, not just like kind of a teaser, but a real. Gives us a really good look at the world, and so we get to see Miles Morales. We learn, and so it appears in this film they're going to keep the history from the comic books. He's a Michael Bendis character, actually, so he's going to be half Latino and half African American. I think that's really cool. I really like the idea that Peter Parker is going to be dealing directly with Miles Morales. The idea that Spider-Gwen was in here, the idea of there being this universe where there are multiple Spider-Man, that is super close to the actual comic books. I do get excited about Spider-Man every now and then. I think I read Spider-Man, Spider Island. That was one, but this idea that there are multiple Spider-Man, that there are Spider-Man clones and that there are multiple Spider-Mans is very Marvel. It's very comic booky. And that's one of my biggest issues with the blockbusters that are out, is I'm never super happy that they kind of really don't, I'm always a little bit disappointed in how they actually are. It almost seems like with the blockbuster films, they're often ashamed. Like they treat it like they're ashamed of, that it feels like they're ashamed of the overall, sorry about that. So it really seems to me like, especially in the blockbusters, it really seems like they're almost ashamed of the fact that they're making a Spider-Man movie. And that's what I love about this animated film. And I think also I'm really excited about the idea of animated films being released in the theater. I'm a huge animation fan. I'm a huge huge anime fan. And so I'm really down for seeing movies for seeing animated films in the movies. It's really important to me. I think it's really an excellent thing. Also, I'm a really big fan of Shameik Moore, who's doing the voice for Miles Morales. He was in Get Down. Actually, I have videos on my YouTube channel about the Get Down, Crucitool. I'm a huge fan of the Get Down. And then also, Dope. I went to see Dope in the theaters. I'm a big fan of the movie Dope. And I'm a big fan of Shameik Moore. And so I just got a lot of talent that I really like in this movie. I'm also a big fan of Jake Johnson. Jake Johnson is from New Girl. Actually, I'm a really big fan of that show. I'm a big fan of Zoe Deschanel. And Jake Johnson is a really unique talent. I think he's funny. I wish he was able to do more. Specifically, I wish he was able to do more movie fare. I really liked him in Jurassic World. I'm a really big fan, and I really like that they're taking him in that direction. Yeah. So anyway, one of the things I'm really curious about what they're going to do is, so one of the things they did in this is Miles Morales' dad is a police officer. I really like that. I think that's a really unique aspect for his character. In the comic books, his uncle is the Prowler. And so there's this dichotomy of, is he going to be a superhero? Is he going to be a supervillain? So I'm really curious what they're going to bring in there. It's really fascinating. I'm really interested to see what they put in here. The Green Goblin, I thought the Green Goblin was fantastic. Just the fact that he's this creature, and almost like Killer Croc, very monstrous. I really think that's awesome. Spider-Gwen, like worth the ticket price alone to see what they're going to do with Spider-Gwen. I really like the ballet slippers. Great aspect. The art, I absolutely love this art style. I really think this is stylized. They're taking a chance. They're doing something special here. I am really, really digging what they're doing here. The other thing is, I really, really like that one part of the trailer where Miles Morales' dad drops him off at school, and then on the police cruiser PA system, he's like, tell me, I love you, son. And then his son just walks away, and he gets on the PA system and says, you need to say, I love you back, Dad. You need to say, I love you, Dad. And I love this idea of parents being a carefully timed, carefully leveled, carefully controlled source of grief in their children's lives. And the reason why is the world is going to grief you. So your parents are perfect for griefing you in just the right way. And giving you a little bit of trouble to give you some calluses and, rough you up a bit. Right. So I really think that's exactly the kind of thing that, a parent should do to get their kid ready for the world. And it was just such a great scene too, because now when I say rough up, I mean emotionally. You would never, of course, you should never rough up a child. It's not a good idea. No, actually, you should never rough up a child. Not a good idea. Absolutely no laughter there. But I did think that embarrassing them, especially as teens, is probably a good idea. So I thought that was a really great scene. And the reason why was it showed that his dad really cared about him. It showed that he loved him. It showed that he was not treating him with kid gloves. And it also showed that, that Miles Morales' social standing is not his number one concern, right? So I absolutely love this trailer. This is the number one movie I'm looking forward in the fall. I'm super hyped about this film. And I'm really hoping that this movie just smashes it out of the park, because I want a whole bunch of Marvel and DC animated movies being released in the theaters. By the way, I really think that Batman Ninja should have absolutely been a theater release. It was that good. So I'm super hyped about Spider-Man Into the Spiderverse. Very, very excited about this property. And I just can't wait to see this in the fall. Take care.